Mandalorian video game fan mock-up has Star Wars fans longing for a game that may never be. Now, I saw this pop up and I was like, why can't this be a thing, dude? Why can't we actually have something like this? I feel like, games can be made at such an expansive and beautiful, flexible storytelling way that I don't think Lucasfilm is taking advantage of the fact that we could have so many cool Star Wars games happening right under our fingertips and releasing 2 to 3 a year with different companies. So this is a fan mock-up. I think it's done AI or something like that, but it's done by a guy named Gav. Gav makes games. And just look at the interface. Like, imagine having a bounty hunter game where you're a bounty hunter, you can mod all of your suit, you can mod your helmet, everything. You could literally look like Boba Fett if you so wish. And I think it would probably be more popular than the Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order, and that game is one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time. But something like this, I think, would be absolutely amazing and phenomenal. It's very legit as to why this is blowing up and making the rounds everywhere, and everyone's sharing it, everyone's sending it to me. I think this is something that a lot of game developers and Lucasfilm and Disney really need to take heed on and realize that, come on, let's get some more games that are a little more Star Wars. Let's get some games that are, really simplified, like just be a bounty hunter. Cool, and you can have all this customization opportunity. Like, I think it's really not something that is so super far-fetched. So anyways, here's what he says: The Mandalorian, The Way of the Warrior, back at it again, making mock-ups for games that don't exist. Here's some UX, UI, art, and design practice I've been doing in recent days. And you can see his write-up right there here on the side. 1.4 million views. For more info, I guess it's going to be in the thread. So here it is, the title screen, and we could go continue new game, load game. Like this, it itself looks legit. Personally, I wouldn't have this to be Din Djarin. I would have it to be a different kind of bounty hunter. Maybe a new story, a new character. Maybe he meets up with Din Djarin later, or you run into Boba Fett, Cad Bane, whatever. But I think, we could do a new story, a new character of some sorts. But I want to go over the different pictures because they're actually quite amazing and breathtaking. Here is you're selecting your armor and you're modding your armor out. Colors, helmets, everything. And this one looks like a Kylo Ren sort of bounty hunter right here. This next one, you're just starting the game. You're on this planet called Zeronia. New location. Obviously they've taken, I think, a lot of inspiration from Jedi Survivor with some of the world here and the elements, but it's really simple game to make. You start out with no armor, you do a bunch of side missions, you rank up to become the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy, and we run into some cameos. We go through some really interesting world building, story building, character building, and weapon building, literally and figuratively. And we get to learn a lot about Mandalorian culture and laws and rules. And I think that this is something that would sell in the millions of copies easily, no problem. And imagine having like a multiplayer of this, an open world multiplayer, an MMO, and you can take your modded bounty hunter and you can do bounty hunting missions with other players out there in the world, just like Red Dead Redemption, just like GTA. You could do heists. The fact that this hasn't happened, it not only just makes me frustrated and angry, but I'm just actually genuinely confused as to how they not created this yet. Again, the main title page. Look at that. like imagine getting a game in Unreal Engine 5 with this kind of storytelling and this kind of explorability. A non-exhaustive design guide I threw together. Call me lazy, but nobody is going to use any of this stuff, so I get to be. And yeah, and that's the thing, is that nobody is going to use any of this stuff, but it feels like nobody's going to make this game. Like, why wouldn't Disney or Lucasfilm just make this thing? I was wondering for a while, I feel like they could have capitalized really easily on all the Mandalorian hype with like the first one or the second one, and they could have really done crazy sales and numbers, even with season 2. I don't know what happened with season 3, but hey. So he is a UI technical designer, EA DICE, EU mental health lead. But yeah, look, there's no wonder why this blew up and absolutely went insane. I'm gonna retweet it right here. So this, I think, is the kind of ingenuity and the uniqueness that we need when it comes to making video games. I don't know who greenlights games for Lucasfilm. I don't know who does the pencil pushing or whoever it is, or ticks the boxes. But why hasn't this happened yet? Why hasn't a Starkiller 3 game happened yet? Let it be Legends. Who cares? You guys do Visions. Why hasn't a Darth Maul Origins game happened yet like it was supposed to? Release 1313. The game is pretty much done. Just release it. It could be Legends for all we care. It's still cool. Disney, please listen to me. You don't need to make everything fit into your new canon.
What?
You can have Legends. We can have games that don't have to fit into your new timeline. It doesn't matter. You want to make money, we want cool games. You want to tell cool stories, we want to play them. So why don't you just do that? Kind of a win-win. So I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer, but hey, I guess, we'll see what they do. I'm sure we'll get more games coming out in the future. My hopes for Star Wars Outlaws is that you can do this kind of stuff, but not from what I saw from the trailers. So I don't know. We'll see what happens going forwards. But yeah, I feel like this kind of stuff is something that we really need to see going forward. Now, this was released 5 months ago. Star Wars Earth-size open world game in Unreal Engine. I think this would have been absolutely amazing. Look at this. Look at this. Like, what the heck, man? Obviously, the music is Fallen Order, but they can change that. So easy. They could have done this already. We could fly to different worlds. Like, this is what I think the Outlaws game should have been. That kind of interface. Dude. Planet to space. Oh my gosh. Why hasn't this happened yet? I'm surprised this video only has 4 million views. I feel like it would have much more. I don't like the transition from space to world and world to space. I think it should be like actually entering the atmosphere or exiting. But I guess it just makes loading times faster. Wow. Look at that, man. He's just running through. Yeah, fans are making some really cool stuff, and it just blows my mind as to why he used Battlefront as the engine there, I guess. Hey, I hope we'll get to see this one day. It would be a dream. But until then, I guess fans will keep popping up these fantasy sort of UIs that make us wonder and dream and say, what if? Check out all my what if videos on the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video on Star Wars Theory. And you can also find me on Star Wars Theory podcast, which is on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and every other podcast platform out there. Hope you all have a great day, and until the next one, remember the Force will be with you always.